So, how far into the story are you? What's happening?
I'm not that far into the story. I've done a lot of grinding and dicking around so far.
Okay.
Basically, I'm at the point where I'm just really trying to help the rebels set up shop still, really.
I feel like there's two factions of rebels, is there? I think that was the case.
No, not really. It
Then
feels
then it might be like there's a rebellion against the guy, but there's two major leaders and they have different ideas for the rebellion.
yes, that's what's going on. One
Okay.
person is more ruthless, the other person's a little more compassionate, and you decide who to help and who you decide to help affects, what agenda gets advanced. So, how was your first day off in a while?
It was pretty tough to sleep.
Did you have any luck after we stopped talking?
I finally got to sleep maybe around 3, and I woke up like 8 times.
Not great. Yeah. You see the stuff that JD Vance was saying earlier today when he was in Europe? I can't remember what country.
Yes, it was in Germany.
Okay. I like how JD Vance seems to have realized that VP don't really do anything and have no power. So he has nothing better to do than just shitpost all day.
Yeah, when it comes to the power that the vice president does have, he's on the ball immediately, you know. And that power, of course, just serving as president of the Senate. And, you know, like you said, with him shitposting and everything, what's going on is that understanding that he's more than likely the heir to MAGA, he's just treating being the vice president as an opportunity to campaign for 4 years, which is really good. Because something tells me if Kamala had traded being vice president as campaigning for 4 years, she might have done better.
Right.
But of course, that had assumed that Joe wouldn't have ran for re-election in the first place, which was never going to happen.
You know, now that those propaganda broadcasts have stopped, I actually miss them.
Like, how often does a VP use their power? Like, maybe 3 times in a term? I guess it depends on what the makeup of the Senate is, but it happens very rarely. No, JD did not throw up a Roman. That would have been really funny, though. If he was really a shit poster, that's what he would have done.
Yes.
Although in Germany, it's probably illegal.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I was actually worried with a lot of what JD was saying. If he was a regular person, I actually would have gotten him arrested. Which just goes to show you how fucked up the situation is.
I assume if anything like that happened, America would just burn down Germany until they gave him back. Like,
Yes.
you're not getting away with that.
Right. I read a great post the other day. Let me see if I can find it. The reason why European leaders are so butthurt over Trump is that the United States government has stopped pretending that Europe is a meaningful participant in current geopolitical affairs, that their opinion matters, that anyone cares about them, etc. For decades, the U.S. vassals demanded a certain decorum in how they are being treated, at least publicly, as an article of the feudal contract, and Trump is just not going along with that ritualistic speech laws. This is perfectly in line with what I said earlier about the United States shifting to consolidating their core imperial possessions. The new United States administration is not entertaining the role-playing part anymore and putting their serfs in their place. This is much more annoying and humiliating to the Brussels satraps than any real shift in U.S. foreign policy, which is not as extreme as they are pretending, as they feel disrespected. I brought all that up because, you know, if Germany was like, oh, we arrested Vice President J.D. Vance for hate speech kind of thing, it would essentially be a rebellion of a vassal against their feudal lord. And in history, when that kind of thing happened, everyone involved was killed. So the same thing would happen here. It would be an incredible historical moment to go in the textbook. But yeah, the U.S. military would go in, they'd kill everybody in the police station, they'd secure the release of J.D. Vance, and then we would probably arrest the heads of the German government.
Almost enough to make you interested to see what might happen if it happens.
Exactly.
I don't know if they have to mask, but I definitely think it's a strong possibility. If Tyler Warren's there, I don't know if I want to trade down. That's a little too good. Banana. Two people got shot at the Eagles Super Bowl parade.
Only two?
Yeah, I'd be very interested to know what the circumstances were of that. Like, how does that happen? You guys are all on the same fucking team.
It was in Philly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the answer is simply black people. You know, because it was a year ago, people might already have forgotten. But last year, when there was a victory parade in Kansas City, there was also a shooting. Mm-hmm. And more than 2 people died that time. And the answer was simply, it was just like gang shit, that they just spotted each other at the parade and off it went. Probably the exact same thing over there. You know, that's what, like, I'm not making a joke. I'm genuinely surprised. Only 2? It's Philadelphia. I expected more.
It's... oh, shit. Shit. There we go.
Wait, what? Empower like empower? Well, that's an archaic term. It still means disavow.
What, like flammable and inflammable? Oh, shit.
Oh!
Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva.
Welcome, my brother. You've come to a place of peace, where the demons of modern life cannot reach you. You are safe here.
Oh, our friend, Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva, comes from afar, seeking answers. We can give him those answers.
For a nominal fee.
Right? Nothing in life is free. I'm sensing.
We are sensing.
We are sensing. You want to know who we are? Right. I'm Yogi, and this is Reggie.
But you, stranger, you're the son of a legend. I see a world of danger and a mother with a blackened heart. Hey, J. Gale! Welcome to Guru Ashram. What are you doing?
Wouldn't it be
This is my
nice
parents'
if
house.
we
Why don't you guys
were
get out?
older?
Oh,
Then
why
we
does he want us to
wouldn't
get out?
have
I'm not
to
asking.
wait
You
so
ask.
long.
Hey, I'm right here. Oh, he's right here. Good for him. He knows where he is.
Okay, welcome. Come in.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is
after
pretty
all,
fucked up.
Two casse.
We'll clean up. We'll be out momentarily.
But I gotta admit, I find it amusing.
Let's have a little peace pipe where we hash out the details.
Check it out in a second.
You're into this sort of thing,
Have
right?
you heard about the Ashley St. Clair stuff with Elon?
You know what? I think I'm okay.
No.
So what are you guys doing here anyway?
Ashley,
Although I saw one picture where do you know the comic where it's like a bunch of sperm are talking to each other?
yes.
You know, where one of them's like, "Oh man, I can't wait to be a security dog like my dad," and then the other one's like, "Bro, we ain't a white woman."
Yeah.
Well, this one was like, I can't wait to become an autistic billionaire tech nerd like my dad. And then the other one says, "Bro, we in Ashley St. Clair." And then they, the sperm cells as they're traveling through were mirrored where there were other sperm cells coming, but they had the guy replacing their face.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
Ashley St. Clair is claiming that her child of 5 months old is Elon's.
Oh. That,
Oh shit, titties.
People of Kira, who do you cheer for? The brave elephants? Or the fierce tigers? Or do you cheer for the terrorists? Son of the terrorist Mohan Ghale, fugitive of the Golden Path, killer of innocent men, women, and children of Kirat. He abandoned his people to live in the decadence of America. But he returns in chains to face judgment. Your judgment, people of Kirat. AJK! Some people believe you can make a difference here, AJ. This is the moment of truth. Look to your feet when you hit the arena. There'll be a blade hidden in the sand. If you do not survive, there's no hope for you or I.
Alright. Like Far Cry 3 before, we've got some titties.
Welcome to Shinad Arena! Let the
I just have one question before I open up your stream. Are they brown?
Well, I'm in Cambodia, right? But there are no more titties. Don't worry about it. It's over now.
Oh. So I guess based off of what you said, the answer, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't care. Anyway. Wow. Baby doing the Tua. That's
Pretty bad. are number one.
The masses have spoken, Mr. Gale. Could this terrorist be the next great arena champion? Place your bets for the penultimate round.
Penultimate?
Man and beast may have fallen at his feet, but before he wins his freedom, there is one more challenge to face. Let the final round
What the fuck? Jesus Christ. This is and was a planned pregnancy and she is very wanted. Meanwhile, I'm gonna off myself. Should I do it while the child is still in my womb? What the fuck? My fiancé is a wonderful man who will raise her well without Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of work to be done to change the culture.
Yes.
Walk with me.
You tried to kill me.
And now I'm not.
You know what? Fuck you.
Stop. Wait here. Just listen, please. Paul has my family. Until I know they're safe, I'm trapped here doing whatever Pagan wants me to do.
What does this have to do with me?
The Golden Path wants Paul dead. I need my family safe. We can help each other.
How?
Good lord.
I can get you back into a stronghold.
Look at that.
Oh, and AJ. Take it easy on Reggie and Yogi. They're being played, just like you and I.
That's pretty good.
That's him!
An abundance of coal. You love to see it.
We need help. Those wild boars are dangerous, but full of...
Welcome to my...
Yeah, somebody on Twitter says, I wonder if Elon has a secretary to handle all of his interactions for each of the different baby mamas.
I know that he's
Good
weird.
lord, he's...
Yeah. I know that he's weird, but if the richest man on Earth can't find a reliable woman that he feels like staying with, what chance do any of us have?
Well, to be fair, I mean, you know me. I'm not the guy to make the argument that women are in any way sane at all. But to be fair, Elon's a special case because probably really, really deeply on the spectrum. Plus, the thing with him is that he doesn't want to stay monogamous. Because ever since he became very rich and very famous, he's basically just wanted to plow anything that moves. So it's weird when he gets married. Because when he does that, he ends up having a child with the wife that he ends up naming, what was it, like AEX12 or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the name of one of his children. Another one of his children is named Tau Techno Mechanicus. Another one is named Nevada. Another one is named Saxon.
I didn't know the Saxon one. Is that as in Saxon equals joke account, or?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Man, that kid
the
is
ages
get bullied.
The ages don't match up to where that would explain who it was, but like very few of his children actually have normal names, and the ones of his children that do have normal names were, you know, essentially when he pumped and dumped and knocked some bitch up and had no presence in a child's life at all, so the single mother decided to name him something that actually makes sense. Like, let's see here.
Wasn't Majai Sanders a 4th round pick in the NFL? I'm surprised he fell to the UFL already.
So I'm reading up on it now, and the kids that he has that all have normal names, except for the one who trooned out, he had with his first wife, Justine Wilson, where you end up with Nevada, who passed away from sudden infant death syndrome, and a couple of years back I had looked into sudden infant death syndrome. I was reading a number of different articles about it, where essentially it's a very polite way to say that the mother went completely batshit insane and killed their baby because, you know, the pregnancy hormones and women are already crazy, so they just go insane and kill the kid.
Right.
So Elon said, once my firstborn son died in my arms, I felt his heartbeat. I have no mercy for anyone who would use the death of children for gain, politics, or fame. And in November of 2022, his ex-wife, Justine Wilson, said, not that it matters to anyone except me, because it was one of the most sacred and defining moments of my life, but I was the one who was holding him. And when I read that, and seeing that he died of sudden infant death syndrome, I'm all like, yeah, that would make perfect sense. He probably smothered me, crazy bitch. So they had that child, Nevada, who passed. Griffin Musk, and then the child who trooned out. Kai, Saxon, and Damien Musk are all children that he had with his first wife, Justine Wilson. And then you've got the XAEA12 in Roman numerals Musk that he had with Grimes. I don't know what her first name is. But yeah, that was when he knocked up somebody new. The boy's name is pronounced XAA12 or X for short. Then with Shivon Zillis, the director of his company Neuralink, he had twins Strider and Asbjorn. Like the color.
Yeah, I mean, you can name a kid something unconventional and have it be cool, but it can also very easily be really stupid.
Yes. Then, oh wow. Then he had some more kids with Grimes, inexplicably, that he named Exa Dark Sidariel, and then the one I said, Technomechanicus. Oh wait, that's not the full name. Tau Technomechanicus, there we go.
Like, if you named your kid Tiberius, that would be unconventional, but I'd argue that's pretty cool.
But naming your kid Tau Technomechanicus is like, Jesus Christ, nerd, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Good grief. Because, you know, especially if something weird's gonna be in the name, throw it in the middle name. That's pretty common, you know? Because, like, you even mentioned Tiberius. Well, wasn't that the T in James T. Kirk?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go, James Tiberius Kirk, yeah. But everybody called him Jim or Captain Kirk, so easy. Didn't seem weird at all. It's just, oh, his middle name is Tiberius. That's cool. You know, but nowadays it'd be like Tiberius Kirk and his middle name is James. You'd be like, oh, that's cool.
When I was much younger, my little brother had a best friend whose first name was J, just the letter J. Mm-hmm. Like, not J-A-Y, it was just J. And his middle name was Zachary, and everyone called him Zachary. No exceptions.
Yeah. Yeah. Then there's an unnamed child. Was born last year with Shivon Zillis again. So, like, he's got 3 standard baby mamas, it seems. That he routinely has gone back to plant more kids inside of, even when he's been in relationships with others, which is just fucking extremely weird. But aside from that, yeah, he's got baby mamas on the side. And this article is just talking about, you know.
It means do what soldiers do best, even if it requires.
That's insane, man. That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Soldiers, we protect our people through our willingness to kill. And what do we need to fulfill our purpose?
Faith?
Guns, AJ! Guns! Without them, how else will we pass through the sea of trouble and calm the surging tides? Help me, AJ, and the Golden Path will receive their guns.
Okay.
Praise God. And the scales have fallen from the boy's eyes.
Bounded her own tweet.
Leaving over the mountain by helicopter, but it went down. I need you to take this tracker.
Hey, Lightning. No, I don't really watch college basketball, Lightning.
The Lord will provide you with transportation. What do you say?
Amen.
Amen. Now go! Go! Go, AJ!
apparently Pokimane is complaining that streaming is becoming a male-dominated scene, not realizing that the most popular streamers are all VTuber women. Real men watch VTubers.
Yeah, and that's why she's complaining. She's just mad because, like, straight up, Pokemon's been at this for a while.
Hello, RJ.
Well, she's only 28, but still, she's 28.
Yeah, her eggs don't have much longer.
The milk's going bad. Here we go. So, 12 years ago, she first began streaming in June of 2013. So, if she's 28 now, she's going to be 29. Then, you know, 12 years ago, she was 17. So, she wasn't even legal, but she was a teenager, which is, you know, that explains how she got so many views and all that kind of shit. And yeah, it aligns perfectly with, you know, when she's young. And now she's getting up there. She's going to be 29 this year. And everybody's just posting the pictures of her without makeup. Like this.
Yeah, it's ain't the same.
And it's funny, because, like, you look at that picture of her without makeup, and, you know, you sit there and you're like, hey, you know, if that was my wife and she loved me, I would not care. That would be someone that I could spend my life with happily, you know, if she cared about me, and all that kind of shit. But then you think about, oh, no, wait a minute, this is a woman who essentially sold her body and femininity and sexuality in a soft way because she didn't want to be a true, real prostitute. But that's how she made all of her money, you know, on Twitch, catering to thirst traps and ripping people off because they were attracted to her.
Right.
And then you see that now, and it's all like, okay, finally, you know, your outside is starting to match your inside. It's like, she's not ugly, but she just looks like, you know, the typical Harridan, you know, school marm type of woman. And you're like, this is,
It really does highlight how much makeup fucks us all over.
And filters. But yeah. Definitely, bro. So it's
OnlyFans
crazy.
girls are basically online prostitutes. I mean, that's probably a pretty fair way of putting it.
I would say that they definitely are. There's no argument. But yeah, Pokimane is black.
Get off me.
Like, literally all she's doing is just complaining because she's not making as much money as she used to. Because, like, she used to be one of the top streamers on Twitch. So now she's all mad because, you know, she's like, well, now all the top streamers on Twitch making all these money are guys, and it's because of sexism, so I deserve equal pay and blah, blah, blah. But like you said, VTubers are the ones that are replacing her, number one. Number two, all of the high-level female Twitch streamers that were at that top level over the last decade saw which way the wind was blowing, so they just decided to tilt full on into just doing porn. Pokimane didn't, but the rest of them did, and that's how they continue to make a shitload of money. So it's all like, well, you know, kudos to you, you decided not to go to that extra mile and fully disgrace yourself, but that was the play. Essentially.
I don't really get the VTuber thing, but it certainly seems to be popular.
this? Where are the guns?
I don't get it either.
Maybe it's like ASMR. If you don't get it, you're just repulsed and horrified by it.
That, I think, is a good way to explain it. Yeah, because I'm one of those people that didn't get. And when I looked into it, it's like because the whole thing with ASMR is that it's supposed to, the intent of it is to tickle the inside of your ear. Now, to some people that feels good. To other people, I'm one of them. The way our genetics goes is that when they receive that kind of noise, it not only irritates, but upon a long enough time frame, it actually starts to cause severe pain. Which is why it drives me fucking bonkers.
NGL, she probably would have if she didn't make so much money from OTV. What's OTV again? What does that stand for?
But I mean, it's worth keeping in mind, who's the really famous Twitch thought who went into doing porn and got a lot of money from? She was on Caleb Hammer's show.
Amaranth.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Amaranth. Amaranth, who went into porn, she wasn't the first one of the Twitch streamers to do it, but she makes 8 figures a year from doing that. You know, she's got the receipts from when she went on Caleb Hammer's show. So, would Pokimane be making 8 figures if she decided to do the same thing? I don't know. I personally doubt it. But I think she'd be making a hell of a lot more than she did right now. Because women who are in situations like this, what they're doing is they're cashing out, you know? It's like, look, I have an expiration date here. It's sort of like being a professional athlete. You're not going to be able to do it forever, so you're just maximizing the income you can make in the meantime, you know? Jimmy Butler's a good example. You know, he made his own business, and his business is to sell a bunch of stupid crap that his company doesn't even really make themselves. They just slap their fucking logo on it. And once he's not a professional basketball player anymore, he'd be lucky if that company actually survived, let alone made a profit. But, you know, it's doing okay right now because he's a professional athlete, but that's why he was freaking out so much about getting that long-term big extension, is because he wanted to make sure he maximized the money he was making before he wasn't able to do it anymore because he got too old. Somebody like Steph Curry, however, is much smarter, because him maximizing his value before he got too old to continue making hella money as a professional athlete was to just purchase a large stake in an already successful company, to the point where his association with it makes it so that when he's in retirement, you know, somewhere down the line, he'll more than likely own the company, which is a billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah, he's set up well. I wonder if he'll end up having a bigger net worth than Michael Jordan does now. Probably.
Yeah, I would not at all be surprised if Steph Curry ended up becoming the highest net worth former basketball player out there. His competition would be LeBron and Magic Johnson.
What about, like, Tiger Woods, maybe?
Well, I said basketball player, former basketball player. Because as far as the former athletes go, there's all kinds of different guys who are just way better off than any of those dudes. But it's all relative, you know? Like, Manny Pacquiao doesn't have a higher net worth than Magic Johnson, but he's basically the king of the Philippines, and he can do whatever he wants over there. So, you know, that being the case, I would dare to presume that Manny Pacquiao has a higher quality of life than Magic Johnson, even though he has less money.
At a certain point, you can't really get much higher, though. Either your quality of life, like, at a certain point, it's like everybody has the same hypothetical quality of life if they so want it. Right,
and that's why I was talking about Pacquiao the way that I was. It's like, you know, when you reach that point like you're talking about, Magic Johnson is a rich guy in Los Angeles. And rich guy in Los Angeles is a high quality of life, definitely. But what's the difference between a rich guy in Los Angeles who has a 9-figure net worth and a rich guy in Los Angeles who has an 11-figure net worth? Obviously, one is way fucking richer than the other to an outrageous extent, but they're still doing the same things, Like, Dave Chappelle talked about this. When he was talking about declining the Comedy Central deal, where he turned down a $50 million deal, and he's all like, there's not a whole lot of difference between having a net worth of $10 million and a net worth of $50 million, other than an astounding $40 million. But his point still holds. Meanwhile, Pacquiao, has got a 9-figure net worth, is much less rich than somebody who's got an 11-figure net worth. But, instead of being a rich guy who lives in Los Angeles, he's basically king of the Philippines. The difference is essentially Magic Johnson could commit murder and get away with it. Manny Pacquiao could commit murder and be celebrated for it. Magic Johnson kills somebody, they gotta sweep that under the rug and hope that nobody ever finds out. Manny Pacquiao kills somebody, they'll throw a parade.
I actually don't know who Kevin Samuels is, JS. I'm not familiar with him. Was he like Andrew Tate or something?
He was. If I remember correctly, JS, correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin Samuels was a black guy who did, stuff like that, where he was trying to put women in their place and, bring them down to earth. What he was famous for is that because he was black, a lot of black women would call into his show and they'd be like, how do I get a good man and blah, blah, blah. And then, he talked to them about their life and they'd find out, that they were a single mother who had multiple children from multiple fathers. And he was all like, what in the hell makes you think that you're entitled to having a guy who's got his life figured out, and more than having his life figured out, is a guy who's got all these different insane things that he can say for himself. But what you bring to the table is that you're in your mid-30s, you have 5 kids from 3 different fathers, and you just expect him to take all that on. Like, what the hell's your problem? Be a little realistic about this. But he passed away a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But Andrew Tate's a lot more extreme, as far as the whole trying to, bring women down to earth thing. Kevin Samuels, in the grand scheme of things, was a lot more tame than a lot of other guys. But because he was a black man interacting largely with black women, the extremity was just like how those conversations tended to go. But, in the grand scheme of things, it was a hell of a lot more tame than Andrew Tate content. So I don't know if JS has responded yet, but if I'm thinking of the right guy, I'm sure he would have said yes or no by now.
Yeah, it is the right guy. That's, I think it's pretty clear.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a rumor that he was actually a homosexual.
I have no idea whether or not that's valid because it's the first time hearing about it, but what I will say is this. Pretty much any guy who espouses any kind of bringing women down to reality and trying to get women to be accountable for their actions and everything, every single one of them ever gets accused of latent homosexuality or closeted fag behavior and so on, so... It's water off a duck's back, man. I don't pay it no mind.
One surprisingly
Be right back.
box, as requested.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be a weapons shipment for the Golden Path. That's why I went.
And it is appointed unto men once to die. But after this, the judgment. They lied to you. You know this. People call it the circle of life, but life is built on a pile of bones. You eat, or you are eaten. Animals call it survival. Humans call it business.
Are those...
Business, AJ. Terrible business. I was saved by a bullet to the head. It killed the old me, the terrible me, one you would have called a warlord. But that bullet, it made a hole in my skull that allowed the light of God to slip in, and I was baptized by the waters of Coca Falls.
So those diamonds...
Leviticus 17:11. For it is the blood that makes an atonement for the soul. These are remnants of my past transgressions. Each diamond is a sin, and my hands have committed many.
And the weapons for the Golden Path.
They will have them. And better. Go!
It was Valentine's Day and I barely even thought about
they will
it.
be getting their weapons. And they may
I guess it
also
doesn't really
want
mean
to know
anything to me.
that the Blue is preparing a large shipment of opium at the OT factory.
Wait, opium?
Another terrible business, AJ. Now go and tell them.
Yeah,
I'm
I
finished.
understand that completely.
You Lord's work is never
But
done.
look at it from this perspective. It's better for it to be Valentine's Day and for it to pass unnoticed because you're not in a relationship and you don't have anybody than it is for Valentine's Day to come along and to be an absolutely miserable day because you are in a relationship, but it's a bad relationship.
Yeah, I'm not really sad about it. It just occurred to me that it's a major holiday and it just doesn't, you know, mean anything to me and never really has.
Eh.
I like how the Ava screenshot Twitter account picked today of all days to post all the nude pictures.
Yeah. Very based.
Funky Waffen.
Uh-oh.
The Philly fans that I've seen are definitely enjoying the win. They're not enjoying it in the most constructive of ways.
Yeah. Having said that, though, you know, Philly fans, killing Philly fans, I personally do feel is like a net win for the world. So I'm not going to be too upset about it. What I would say was a less constructive way of celebrating the win is after the Cavaliers won the championship, when that one guy was eating the horse poop during the parade, because he was all like, the horse's poop, this is horse poop from the championship parade. I have to eat this because it's horse poop from a championship. This is champion horse poop.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck would possess somebody to do that, but at the same time, if you live in Cleveland for a long enough period of time, I think it's just inevitable.
I guess it does highlight how badly that region needed a championship, man.
Yeah.
I am seeing the Jalen Hurts stuff, though, JS, and I mean, every fan base does it. I want to be fair here, but you know, that doesn't make it okay. Like, how hard is it to be objective about your own goddamn players? Like, 7 years ago, you won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, and Nick Foles sucks. So it is possible to win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that sucks. I don't think Jalen Hurts sucks, but I think that there are 15 quarterbacks in the NFL right now better than him.
Yeah. You know, I wasn't saying it on stream, I was just saying it to Joker personally the other day. But, you know, I could bring it up now. I feel like the top 4 in quarterbacks is pretty much unarguable. You know, people may have them in different orders based off of who you're talking to. But the top 4, it'd be Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. But the 5th in the top 5, that's where it comes into, like, depending on who you're talking to, you'll get different answers. The only people who slot Hurts into that 5th spot are Eagles fans. No one who's not an Eagles fan, or a Jalen Hurts fan specifically, would even bother doing that kind of thing. You know, people, at this point, you can't sit there and say that he's bad, sure, but, like, super overrated, big time. The idea that he's on the same level as somebody like Joe Burrow is insane. If you put Joe Burrow this year on the Eagles this year, they'd have gone undefeated.
I mean, the thing that people don't look at, that they really should because it's so important when they're evaluating players, you look at what the player's being asked to do, and then you compare it to what other players are being asked to do. If you look at what Jalen Hurts is asked to do, he hands the ball off, he runs zone read, he throws checkdowns, he throws 9 routes, and then he gets tush-pushed into the end zone. And then you watch someone like, you know, even a Justin Herbert, who right now, you know, people aren't too excited about Justin Herbert, but you look at what they have him doing, where he's pushing the ball down the field, up the seam, over the middle of the field. And, you know, he's fitting the ball into these tight windows. Intermediate passing. High volume. Like, it is so far beyond what the, what the Eagles ask Hurts to do. And that should be informative. If the Eagles thought Hurts could do those things, they would ask him to do it, but they never do.
Anytime I watch Justin Herbert play, he's always trying to thread the needle. And he's really good at it. You know, I won't say that he's bad. When it works out, it's an incredible play that dominates highlight reels for the next week. But there's plenty of times where it doesn't work, and that's how he throws so many interceptions. But the fact that the Chargers continue to have him doing it after years, exactly like you're saying, it says a lot about what they see in terms of his capability and what he can do, compared to, you know, just like you said, Hurts won a Super Bowl MVP by being a tush-push merchant. Let's not overblow this one.
I mean, like, I know he played really well in that Super Bowl, but Nick Foles is a bad quarterback. He is. The fact that guy can win Super Bowl MVP disarms this whole idea of a self-evident argument.
Right, because it's not just that Super Bowl alone. It was that whole season. Carson Wentz played most of that season. And until he got hurt, for the remainder of the season where Nick Foles had to take over, until he got hurt, he was the favorite to win MVP.
Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah, 100%.
And we know from the way that Carson Wentz's career trajectory went after that, yes, he did have to deal with a lot of injuries after that, and, injuries don't make it like you're going to play better after that. But Carson Wentz, young and inexperienced, easily the favorite to win MVP. Then he goes down and gets hurt. They start Nick Foles, and then they still win the Super Bowl against the dynasty New England Patriots. Their only Super Bowl loss during that entire incredible run. That is absolutely fucking bonkers, So people remember, they're like, holy crap, And a lot of those guys, that incredible offensive line that got you that championship those years ago, a lot of those guys, if they're not still on the team, they're still part of the franchise coaching the guys now, like the Kelsey brother.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's still with the franchise, and he's still working, helping guys out and coach them and such. But that's the first ballot Hall of Fame offensive line, and probably the Eagles have had the best offensive line in the NFL for, I want to say, the last 8 years running. They've been really good at this for a very long time. And everyone's yapping up, talking all kinds of crazy shit about Hurts right now being incredible because he won Super Bowl MVP. But you just got to think about how many quarterbacks are there in this league that have dog shit offensive lines, that if they got the chance to play behind this first ballot Hall of Fame offensive line that is just supremely goated beyond all comprehension, would not also be doing incredibly.
What was that?
Of course, I would obviously bring up Geno, but there's tons of other guys.
Well, Burrow's had a
who'd have
garbage offensive line basically his whole career, even when he went to the Super Bowl.
Right. And that's why I said earlier that if Burrow was playing on this team, they'd have gone undefeated. Because it's first ballot Hall of Fame offensive line, Saquon Barkley breaking records, an incredible defense. Probably the top defense in the NFL. Jalen Carter, out of nowhere, saved the fucking day. He literally won the Super Bowl for them by beating the Rams.
Ajay,
At that,
Longinus said
man,
this was from you. Thank you.
insane.
Thanks, brother.
But
He also said the opium at the old tea factory.
if you put Burrow there, they wouldn't lose a single game.
Wipe it out. Are you joking?
And
We need to secure that ship.
again, Hurts is not bad. Because we've seen what happens when a bad QB gets carried by an incredible team, and then they make it to the Super Bowl,
What happens when we're free?
especially to play against the Mahomes Chiefs. Jimmy Garoppolo on that Niners team.
Our way, it never was. You do this, you're no better than
They were obviously good enough to make the Super Bowl, but when they really needed Jimmy to show up and produce and make plays, holy crap, he let him down.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jimmy Garoppolo's just not a good quarterback. But that doesn't mean, you're a top quarterback in the league by succeeding at that point. Because Nick Foles showed the only thing you need to succeed and win a championship with this team is to be a good enough game manager to where you're not the reason they lose.
Get to the OT factory.
Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't do that, Nick Foles could, and Jalen Hurts could. But that just means he's on Nick Foles' team. More to the point, I want to just come out and say this too. A lot of how overblown Jalen Hurts is being right now is on account of the fact that he's black. Because sports media is desperate to crown a new generation quarterback, because Mahomes is getting up there. And this season was bad for him. Not bad in a vacuum, but bad for him. So, like, the odds are good that he's on the downswing now. So, like, well, we need another black Superman to take over the mantle of being the guy that sports media worships. And Lamar can't win playoff games, so it's going to be Jalen Hurts. So now that's just going to be the argument constantly, is who's the better QB? Any one of 5 white quarterbacks here or Jalen Hurts? And that's just going to be every single episode of every single talking head sports journalist TV show talking about football for the next year.
I mean, personally, I don't think that Mahomes game will be that big of a deal as long as he keeps winning. People will get over it. Like, Brady lost some playoff games pretty embarrassingly. But he won so much, eventually people didn't even bother thinking about that stuff. The real challenge for him is going to be winning without Andy Reid. If he can get a Super Bowl win without Andy Reid at some point in his life, then that would be the moment when everyone realizes this is the GOAT.
Yeah. Like how, Tom Brady managed to win without Felichick, and the Patriots disintegrated after Brady left. And that is Belichick's fault in the sense that ownership let him be the GM also, and he's a terrible goddamn GM. But, people use that as being an excuse of, like, you see, the success was Brady the whole time, not Belichick, and it's like, that is...
Yeah. Yeah, if you ignore the fact that Bill Belichick was able to keep an elite defense together for 20 years while evolving his offense around his quarterback's changing skill set, he's actually not very good as a coach.
Yeah, like...
I reached the spot.
I've heard some whoppers in my day, but boy, that is... Oh my god. I'm playing Fallout 4, and I just happened across a random encounter where there are 3 Deathclaws all fighting each other. But as soon as they saw me, they aggroed, and now I've got all 3 that I'm fighting. And I'm like, I was not prepared for this.
Yeah, that's when you turn around and start running the other way.
Oh my god. I think these are low-level Deathclaws, because, like, yeah, they're a Deathclaw, but, every enemy still has its own level. I expected to barely hurt the thing. I hit it non-crit, 1 hit with my really heavily upgraded sledgehammer, took half its health bar. I was like, this thing has to be a low level. What the fuck? I 2-shot the fucking thing. Good god.
I don't know if he'd me more. If he's good, he's good. Like, eventually he'll get another chance as long as he keeps doing a really good job of coaching.
Ugh.
I didn't know Jason Kelce said that. That's actually pretty amusing. That probably wasn't a very smart thing to say, admittedly, but yeah.
What did he say?
Jason Kelty, who spent his whole career playing for the Eagles, said he was rooting for the Chiefs to win because of his brother.
I get it, but yeah, I'm with you. He shouldn't. You could say that in private so that if it becomes public, you could deny it, but, I mean, realistically, I don't think he's got anything to lose.
Right.
Because probably just doesn't bother him, but still. Questionable.
I mean, Eagles fans are pretty vicious, man. They will turn... They do not suffer fools in that fan base. They will turn on you if they feel it's appropriate.
Yeah, they're disgraceful.
Close.
Where are you hiding? Coward! Protect the shipment in the factory! Guard it!
Please do not redeem. Are you prostitute? I'm the only one who can peg Shinji.
I told you to buy the pegging figure.
I told
I'm imagining.
you to buy...
I'm imagining child DSP yelling at his parents to buy him a model figure instead of Asuka pegging Shinji. Good grief.
He's disappeared.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty checked out on baseball because of that. It's not just the Mariners. The Dodgers are too good. And there's nothing anyone can do to stop them because of deferred payments. They could literally sign every player in the MLB and force every other team to forfeit because their roster doesn't have enough players on it if they wanted to, and nobody could stop them.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Like, The MLB, they're not even hurting because of this. This isn't even a crisis because they're gaining viewership faster than anybody else. They're making insane amounts of money right now. Shohei Fever is taking the world by storm. He's an international megastar. So the Dodgers can't even be punished for this kind of thing. We're probably going to have to wait until Ohtani retires, and then the new CBA will probably discuss the salary cap. At least a limited one, but like parity in Major League Baseball is right in the toilet. The Diamondbacks Rangers World Series is the last genuine one we're going to see for a while. And the funny thing is, baseball fans have nobody to blame but themselves. The whole reason it's happened is because the MLB said, why don't we let the actual teams that deserve to win, and then see what happens? And the Rangers Diamondbacks World Series was one of the lowest rated World Series in the last 20 years. And this is during a time period where, you know, Major League Baseball is increasing their growth, they're increasing their viewership, they're making more money than ever before. But then you have rock bottom ratings. Well, you know, it just tells them one thing. They're like, okay, we got to make sure that the teams that make the World Series are teams that people actually want to see play. So they put their finger on the scales to get a dog shit Yankees team into the World Series, who got fucking humiliated instantly. And the Dodgers are just too good for anybody in their conference to compete with.
I was thinking earlier today, you know how we'll really know that the culture has shifted?
How's that?
If Moon Man performs at the Super Bowl halftime show next year. That's going to be the ultimate test.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I still like the theory of Kanye doing the halftime show next year. Then he'll have Moon Man out there.
Yeah.
As one of his backups. That'd be amazing. But I was actually reading a very funny theory, and I kind of hope that this is true. The theory goes that what's his wife's name? Bianca?
Well, they're divorcing now, but yes.
Are they?
Yeah,
because I've been hearing that it was just a rumor.
Oh, okay, maybe it is, but I've heard it a lot.
Well, yeah, but this is like the 8th rumor coming out of you know, them splitting.
I have seen that theory, JS, that she's a CIA agent trying to keep him under control. That's fucking
that was the one that I was actually going to bring up, where the theory goes that his wife is a Fed that was there to keep him under control, and he knows that, so all this crazy shit is about humiliating her. Because she has to just do whatever he wants because her job is to keep him under control.
That would be hilarious.
He's like, alright, bitch, you're going to wear a dress made out of saran wrap to the... Oh, man. That would be really funny. But, yeah, especially when it comes to Kanye, I'm not going to believe anything until it happens. So until they have actually legitimately become divorced and he's tweeted about how he's knocked up some other woman, I'm not going to believe it. But to be fair, I had the exact same perspective when the rumors started coming out that he and Kim were going to split. And they eventually did, so... You know, it's not like it would be impossible to happen.
A few days ago, he
Kanye-
did tweet that he had sex with Ivanka Trump. Does that count?
There's no fucking way. But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, because, you know, Kanye's a Fruit Loop, man. He's a total nut bar. He's gone off the deep end so many different times, it's tough to keep track, which makes it even funnier that Reuters worship the guy. But, I'm not gonna believe the divorce rumors until... Because, like, the premise is she's divorcing him over anti-Semitism when she's Italian. And it's like, you're divorcing him over anti-Semitism, but not him humiliating you by forcing you to show up naked on a leash at the last party. That's... That's not going too far, but anti-Semitism is, when, by the way, the anti-Semitism's not new. That's why I don't buy it. This isn't the first time he's done this.
Isn't anti-Semitism pretty high among black men? Generally?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Do you like any Kanye music? Like, I don't know if you've ever really tried to listen to it. Do you like his music at all?
I think that Gold Digger is an all-time classic. That's my opinion.
Alarm's broken! I told you this would happen!
Honestly, it is surprising for how big as Kanye was, that he never did and will never do a Super Bowl halftime show now, because obviously they'll never let him. Unless the culture really changes.
Well, you know, once they finally paint over that end zone message and it'll say begin racism, that's when they're gonna...
But, like, Jay-Z, has Jay-Z done a halftime show?
Vehicle broke down. He'll have to get it repaired.
I can't remember if Jay-Z ever did a halftime show or not. Like, personally.
Jay-Z has never done a Super Bowl halftime show, but what's weird is that his company has a partnership with the NFL for Super... I think that explains why they keep doing rap as halftime show entertainment, actually. Because Jay-Z's got a contract with the NFL. He's never done it himself.
Huh. Because I guess he's bigger than Kanye, so it's more surprising that Kanye never did it.
Yeah, his company, Rock Nation, has a contract with the NFL to produce Super Bowl halftime shows. For at least the last 5 years. Since 2019, yeah. And the reason he hasn't done it is because it's his company doing it, and he says, I thought it would be selfish to pick myself to do the show too early. So that actually explains everything. This is why. That actually explains everything. That's why we got the one that we did this, because if Jay-Z's the one who's running the fucking show and he gets to pick shit, then yeah. But yeah, the Super Bowl halftime show is actually going to continue to be slop until that deal runs out.
Or until we actually get some, like, pop stars worth of crap. Like, again, we don't have Michael Jacksons anymore.
Well, that's the thing. Even if we had Michael Jackson these days, unless they were a part of Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, then he still wouldn't, because he's going to get his own people through there. And that's it. Considering that fact, it's actually highly likely that next year's show ends up being Beyonce doing a country thing.
And she already did it once, so if they bust her out again, that would be... I guess they did fucking Justin Timberlake twice. Although the first time he did it, he fucked up. Maybe they wanted to let him back to make amends.
Yeah. Jesus.
Right.
Sorry, I inhaled a pepper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you like the music, the Kendrick Lamar performance was good, but I don't really know the music at all, really. And I was talking about this the other day when I was streaming, but, like, the whole thing was like a victory lap over Drake, because I guess he won the Drake beef. But...
Yeah. We, that was when I was here on stream, we were talking about it.
Like, everybody knows Drake is a pedophile. Calling him a pedophile when everybody knows it, I don't know how that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, when, like, in the climax of 8 Mile, the reason why Eminem wins the rap battle is because he talked about a bunch of stuff about Anthony Mackie that nobody knew about. And he didn't know how to respond to it. Like, it was stuff that nobody knew about. That's why it worked.
What if he just started saying a bunch of stuff that wasn't true? Because, like, no one's gonna fact check a rap battle. That was just a funny idea in my mind that popped up. I'm envisioning the climactic scene in 8 Mile, and then the fucking dumbass moderators from the fucking debate last year. Actually, Mr. Shady, that's not true at all. According to this recent source, he is not a homosexual. Oh man, that would be really funny.
Yeah. I know Drake is very popular, but I don't get the sense that people respect him in, like, the rap game. They don't respect him as a rapper. So I'm not surprised that he hasn't done, like, the Super Bowl. Like, it feels like people think Drake is a goober. See, JS, I think that's a lame reason to have a feud with somebody, though. over like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, not that I really like any rap at all that much, but like, I don't think the reason why Biggie and Tupac had a feud was because one guy took a deal worth hundreds of millions of dollars and then the other guy got slightly more hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, I don't know. That's a lame reason to feud. Man, I actually hope Elon knocked up Ashley St. Clair. That would be hilarious.
So yeah, Kendrick Lamar is not part of Rock Nation, but Jay-Z personally picked him. The other alternative was Lil Wayne, who is a part of Rock Nation and is from New Orleans. And
yeah, but he's also pretty irrelevant now, if we're being honest.
Yes. Yeah, so that's why Jay-Z picked him.
And there's no way that would be allowed to happen because Lil Wayne's a Trump supporter.
Yeah. Usher's a part of Rock Nation. That's why I did it last year. So is Alicia Keys, who was part of the thing. Rihanna's a part of Rock Nation. That's why it was 2023. 2022, you had Kendrick Lamar again, but also Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and Mary J. Blige. And let's see here. Dr. J is longtime personal friends with Jay-Z. And Snoop Dogg essentially sucked up to Jay-Z because he'd never been invited to join Rock Nation, so he kissed a lot of ass. Oh, Justin Timberlake, he already did his redemption. He was doing the Super Bowl for 2018.
No, that's what I was saying. He's the one guy who got to do the Super Bowl halftime show twice. That I know of.
Alright, never mind. So yeah, the last time that the Super Bowl halftime show was one that Jay-Z didn't pick was Maroon 5, which was the beginning of 2019. Then later in 2019, they signed a deal with Rock Nation. So he picked Shakira and Jennifer Lopez because the thing was in Miami. But then he also had Bad Bunny and J Balvin, who were part of Rock Nation. Then The Weeknd, the year after that.
Oh yeah, The Weeknd was the dude
And
who tried to
yes.
steal Adam Sandler's girl in fucking Uncut Gems.
Yes. And The Weeknd is a part of Rock Nation too. So yeah, since 2019, every single halftime show since they signed that deal has just been someone involved with Rock Nation or someone who Jay-Z personally picked because they were kissing his ass. I think the only reason that Kendrick Lamar is not part of Rock Nation is because he already has a deal with somebody else to be a part of a different company, and he's making lots of money that way. And once that deal is no longer in place, he'd probably want to make his own thing instead of just joining Rock Nation. But Jay-Z's trying to form a partnership, and that's why you get what you get. But yeah, that's why everything sucked for a long time.
I will admit, Maroon 5 is pretty lame. And I think that a Super Bowl halftime show with them is pretty decent motivation to go a completely different direction.
Yeah.
They should do Kid Rock at the next halftime show.
Based.
They're never going to do a country singer halftime show, JS. That's a terrible fit.
The only thing I think can even make even a little bit of sense is Beyonce, because she's Jay-Z's wife, and she's trying to do the whole country thing right now, even though she sucks at it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Beyonce's already done a Super Bowl show before.
Right.
Did not realize. So yeah, she'd be one of the people who got to do it again then. The Prince halftime show was in 2007. And I still remember it all these days later. Yeah, like this is how bad the NFL's fucking PTSD was after the fucking Janet Jackson thing. The year after that, the halftime show was Paul McCartney. The year after that, it was the Rolling Stones.
Which, you know, I have an appreciation for, personally.
Jesus Christ.
But
yeah, I mean, I loved those, is the whole point, but I'm all like, man, it's such a shame that this is what it took. The Who was my second favorite one. That was 15 years ago now. Fuck.
I do think Bruno Mars did pretty well, and I don't really like Bruno Mars, but he's a performer in the vein of a Michael Jackson, and I think that's something that works well for a halftime show. Hootie and the Blowfish. I don't mind the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't love them or anything, but they have some good songs. What if they did a Rob Zombie halftime show?
Oh man, way past his prime, but it'd still be hilarious because you know, it'd be great because Rob Zombie's about the spectacle too, you know. It would just be especially if it was next year after this shit with Kendrick Lamar and just suddenly Rob Zombie had to know. Oh my god.
I only really know the one Rob Zombie song, but it's pretty good. I like it.
Which one do you know?
Dracula.
Yes, that's a good one. I really like Never Gonna Stop, also known as the Red Red Groovy.
Wonder if Snoop Dogg could do the halftime show again now that he's Trump. Now that he's sold out to Trump. Probably not.
Yeah, no.
They should do like a stand-up comedy show at the halftime show. Just have like Dave Chappelle go out there.
No, not Dave Chappelle. Finally coming home, Michael Richards.
Now, what about Shane Gillis?
I already know what I must do. Shane Gillis would actually be a real choice and would do an incredible job, but I
should have been there by now.
Hey, it's AJ. What do you need me to do?
Ajay, we have an entire clinic worth of contraceptives and disease tests.
It sounds like a Seinfeld episode. Michael Richards gets a gig doing the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, that's why I'm literally doing a Grok story right now for that exact.
Sending you the location.
And this quarterbacks would have to be Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I was looking at the list the other day, JS. The first real Super Bowl halftime show was Michael Jackson, which I think makes sense because he was like probably the greatest performer of all time.
I left a grenade launcher by the truck. The best defense is a good offense, right? Every situation is complicated. The Golden Park can't just go in and shut down the brothels. Many of the prostitutes are kidnapped. Yes, they're beaten, raped, starved.
It's time to get physical, physical.
The bridge is blocked. Taking a shortcut. Some will be trafficked. Some work their way up in news organizations, surviving any way they can. News sends the most promising workers out to recruit more. For some people, it's the only future they can afford. They're cutting in the road. Got some engine trouble. Keep an eye out while I try to jumpstart his rust bucket. This truck was supposed to be serviced months
Too
ago.
bad it can't happen anymore. Norm Macdonald could have done the halftime show.
Oh man, that would have been amazing.
Think about how awkward that would have been.
According to AP News, the government of Haiti is very concerned about President Trump's actions towards cutting funding in Haiti, worried that this would cause the country to fall apart. This is really saying something because Haiti is currently run by a warlord named Barbecue. Oh man, that's you can almost feel Norm actually saying that one.
Yeah. The Super Bowl could be in New York, so he could make a bunch of 9/11 jokes. Zach Wilson should be playing in the Super Bowl because his uncle is the CEO of JetBlue Air.
Yes! Grok actually did it, thank God.
Some people think that George Bush won re-election because of the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake thing creating a moral panic. Some people actually think that swung the election the following year.
Oh, that's crazy.
Thank you for seeing this shipment safely here.
Oh yeah, Tom Petty. That one's good. I like Tom Petty.
Complaining about how it burns and they miss.
Yeah, Tom Petty's great. Tom Petty has some great songs. Amy Schumer does the halftime show.
Jesus. That actually reminds me of something. I gotta show you. After I post this Grok story, I'll just send you the other thing.
Dude, no! We did not just miss the action!
We met.
Man, I'm the cavalry, man. I was gonna roll up here like goddamn Clint Eastwood. I'm Herc. I heard about you, man. Taking names and writing checks out to kick it ass, man. That's why I'm here. Because you and me together, Golden Path won't know what hit them right in their faces.
We are the Golden Path.
Man, I do not understand what you are saying. I don't speak your language.
I think what you meant to say is that the Royal Army won't know what hit them. See, we're the Golden Path.
Dude, seriously? These guys have been giving me a lot of stank eye over the things I've been saying about the Golden Path, so that makes sense. Okay, new plan then. Preemptive cavalry, that's right. You need help, you call, we swoop in and help you, me or my,
Alright, there.
Golden Path buddies, that's right. You and me, man, new and improved Tat Bros, that's right, living the dream. Come on, punch it in. Boom! I went French fries, you stayed potato. That's all right. You kind of came in on the slow buzz too.
This is what I was gonna show you, is that
See you around though, okay?
I just don't understand how Amy Schumer continues to get the attention that she does in terms of, like, romantic attention from guys. Because I'm gonna show you this screenshot here. This is a professional wrestler, guy's named Dolph Ziggler, and not only did he seriously love Amy Schumer, but, like, he was devastated that Amy Schumer didn't want to have, like, a consistent long-term relationship with him. And he's been pining after her ever since. And it's like, dude, look at that guy and look at Amy Schumer. What the fuck?
Must be a real freak in the sack. That's really all I can say.
That's the only thing I can think of to, like, man, it's insane.
I remember the Black Eyed Peas show not being that good because, like, Black Eyed Peas is a studio band. They don't really sound that good when they're performing live. And I remember thinking it just didn't sound very good.
Man, this is even funnier. Because I just Googled it, and apparently Amy Schumer explained why the two of them broke up. When the topic of sex came up, Amy Schumer admitted the reason she broke up with Dolph Ziggler was because the sex was too athletic, and he would throw her around as if they were wrestling. She was like, it was exhausting, I couldn't keep doing it.
Now that's something I'd like to see.
That is insane.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalms 23, verse 4. It is good to see you again, AJ. Are you here to do the Lord's work?
I guess so.
I have a confession to make, AJ. I fear evil. Not the evil of other men, for that can be dealt with easily. No. It is the evil within myself that I fear. Do you remember my sins? The terrible business that I spoke of?
You're talking about the diamonds, right?
Yes! And the blood of the Lamb washes away all sins. But in order to gain purity, I must repent and make an act of contrition. There are more of these sins here in Karat, and they must be tracked down. Start by finding a lost sheep. Follow him, and he will lead you to a vault. Bring me what you find within.
I got it.
And he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me, for I have found my lost sheep."
Here comes the pain!
Trabajo. Trabajo.
Aim for the engine!
Oh, damn it. Oh. Why are they faster than me? Damn it. How the hell did you survive that? Oh, wait a minute. He didn't have. Where's the diamonds? I want my diamond. There we go. What's up? Alright, get out of here. You watched State of Play? No, I heard it sucked. The only thing that people were excited about was Bloodborne getting ported to PC. But I haven't looked into it too much yet. I've never played an Onimusha game. Well, maybe I played one, I can't remember for sure, but... that could be cool, I guess, but...
Are we under fire? Moving! Come out and let me kill you! What is there in Marquis?
Yeah, I saw Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta got a release date. That is probably something I'm playing day one. I know things haven't gone terribly well over the last decade, but Kojima and Metal Gear Solid will always mean something very special to me, no matter what, I think. That is something that I will always have valued experiencing. Now, is Kojima involved with MGS3 Delta in any way? Anyone... it just occurred to me, I don't know exactly how that works.
My belief is no, but I'll check.
And they fuck it up.
Konami confirmed that neither Hideo Kojima nor original artist Yoji Shinkawa were involved in the remake, but that the development team wanted to produce a faithful adaptation and would not add anything new to the story. That being the case, I highly doubt that it's going to be bad. They're just reusing the same voice lines. They're not adding anything new. The only thing they're doing is just, for remake purposes, it's going to look modern and, have a couple different new gameplay features, but story will be the same, and the voice acting will be the same, so.
Alright, I mean... guess it's...
Apparently, the reason they're calling it Metal Gear Delta is because it fits their intention with the remake project. Delta means change or difference without changing structure, apparently referring to the symbols used in math and science to mean a change in quantity. Following the reveal, fans jokingly started to call the game Metal Gear Solid Triangle. Pretty funny. Remake will... oh, okay, well that kind of sucks. Actually, that kind of sucks a lot. The game uses Unreal Engine 5, making it the first Metal Gear title since Kojima Productions' dissolution to not use the publisher's proprietary Fox Engine technology that previously was used for Metal Gear Survive.
Doesn't everything use Unreal 5 now? Like, that makes
Yes,
everything...
it does. It does, because companies aren't the way that companies used to be anymore. People used to make their own engines because they would make their own games. People now outsource a lot of this work to fucking dog shit slop, Indian and Chinese companies. And for them, it's better to have like an industry standard. Because then you just cut and paste employees. So Unreal Engine 5 is basically what everyone uses for video games nowadays, and that sucks because it's like, well, the Fox engine was what they used for the Phantom Pain.
Which was incredible.
Yes, it was an amazing engine. I loved it. But they're going to use Unreal Engine 5, and I'm all like, well, I don't know if I'm happy about that, because Unreal Engine 5 is the same engine that every game uses. So I don't think this game is going to feel special at all. It's just going to feel like the same shit over and over again. Like, you remember how the Silent Hill 2 remake felt way too much like the Resident Evil 4 remake?
In some ways, yeah, I agree with that. It's hard to really pick up on that, though, because the gameplay styles are so different, but I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Your business is appreciated.
Ajay? Winners don't do drugs, really? Is that it? Those fields you burned, they weren't just drugs. They were books, they were medicine. Oh, Daddy, we could have built a proper clinic. But no, Sabal says drugs are bad and you torch our fucking future!
I don't think you understand.
I'm sorry. Did I speak out of turn? Should I walk 10 feet behind you with my head bowed?
Yes.
You didn't see Kirat before the war. I was 6 years old when my parents told me I had to marry. 6! That's the world Sabal is fighting for.
Just saying.
Look, Sabal is not everything he pretends to be. If he was so concerned about his tradition, why didn't he ask you to protect the statues of Kira?
What?
Kill our statues.
Go to art school so she can
Destroy
get
them.
fucked.
Campaign to
What if
turn
Sam
people
Hyde did
against
the
the
Super Bowl halftime show?
That's what I was saying, is that when Kanye has Moon Man as a backup, Moon Man will be played by Sam Hyde. Hassan Piker! I'm coming to kill you.
He says that at the halftime show at the very end.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Where's it going to be next year?
I'm not sure. Check. Is it Miami again? No, it's San Francisco. Yeah, it's San Francisco. Which sucks, because that's a shit stadium with shit fields that no one likes playing on.
That sucks, because the reason I was saying all that is because I was going to be like, if it's in L.A., because Hassan lives in L.A., Hassan Piker, I'm here to kill you at your house outside the stadium. In the ring, right? No, in real life.
Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh yeah, so JS, if you're still there, I finished watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier tonight. I actually thought it was pretty good. I actually had a pretty good time with it. Pretty easily digestible, which sometimes that's all you need. Yeah, the new movie isn't getting good reviews. I'm probably going to see it next week, so we'll see what's up. I mostly agree, JS, but some of the stuff I'm still willing to check out. Like, my dad really doesn't like any of the multiverse stuff, so we sometimes skip a lot of that, but it looks like this one doesn't do any of that, so I think he'll like it. Yeah, I watched a little bit of that and it was quite good a while ago, but I never got too deep into it. I just can't believe they fucked up the Thor sequel that badly. Like, they had something that people really liked with Ragnarok. And then the next one, they just decided to go completely off the rails with it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what's going on.
No, I was just talking about, we're talking about the Marvel stuff. Because I just finished watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier tonight. Or last night now, technically, because it's past midnight. And I was just saying, I can't believe they completely bricked the Thor sequel like that, because people liked Ragnarok a lot, and then they just decided to do Ragnarok again, but push it a little bit further, and everyone hated it. Like, that was a fat L.
Yeah. That makes sense, because Ragnarok was, like, right on the cusp of being really good, but then they leaned into that comedy stuff too much, taking away from moments that would have, like, actually been nice. Like, remember when Bruce turns into the Hulk to, you know, save the day at the end of the movie?
Right.
But they have him jump out of the ship and then he just face plants on the fucking bridge.
Right.
And I get that that was a big gag moment, but, like, that literally sucked all the tension and build up and any kind of anything out of the scene. So from then on, you just don't care. And then it got even worse when, you know, they have the great moment where Thor realizes, oh, I'm not the god of hammers, I'm the god of thunder. And then, you know, he fights to save the day anyway. And then they start playing that fucking god of, like, what was that, fucking Beastie Boys song or something?
No, it's Led Zeppelin.
Oh, well. Then I was thinking of Star Trek, because I
yeah.
had a similar moment where I was like, oh god, this was... But that was the point, is that it really didn't fit. Totally clashed with what was happening in the scene really extremely badly. And that was the whole problem with Ragnarok, is like... you can meet a movie on its own level and accept its premises, but when it still constantly is pulling you out of the movie and out of the moment, you can't enjoy it. You know, that's what Phantom Menace did.
Yeah, JS, but that stuff is easily ignorable, right? Like, you can just not watch She-Hulk, and you can pretend it doesn't exist. It's not like they're putting the She-Hulk in a bunch of other stuff yet. And I doubt that they will, because they know nobody watched it.
Exactly.
Now, whether or not Marvel has anything good coming out now is debatable. Some people would argue that, you know, none of it's good anymore. And that may be true. I don't know. Like, it's certainly not as good as it used to be.
And people, you know, they're like, it's because the cast is different. And I'm all like, you know what? At the end of the day, guys like Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth are easily replaceable.
Yeah.
What you miss is the character.
Yeah, like,
because
Cumberbatch is a much better actor than any of those guys.
Yeah, and, you know, appropriately, I love Doctor Strange. I wish that they did way more stuff with Doctor Strange, but I know why they don't. Because, you know, you said it yourself, he's played by Umberto Cabbage Patch, and they just can't afford to have him in every single movie. You know, I get it. But, you know, a great example is that thing you were talking about, you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where now the Falcon is Captain America.
Right.
If they just had the actor was just like actually playing Captain America, and it was like a complete one-for-one, he's Captain America, it would suck because of the whole race swap aspect. But like, if you miss the character, you know, and that would be better than what we've got, because it would be the same character, he just looks different and everything. Yeah, but they're not. It's not the same character, where they're trying to take advantage of how much you like the character, but it's not the same guy.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty obviously not going to work.
Right. And, you know, a lot of the people who are involved in the writing are gone now, so everything feels different too. So that's why the Marvel movies suck now, is it's just like, well, you know, what you want is more Iron Man, but you're not going to get any. What you want is more Captain America, but you're not going to get any. What you want is more Incredible Hulk, but you're not going to get any. But the thing is that they know that that's what you want, so they try to do this new generation of flop. But the writing is so much worse, and there's characters that you don't care about yet because they aren't being built up. Plus, they're never going to be able to be built up because the writing is so much worse. So you don't have Incredible Hulk anymore, now you've got She-Hulk. But there's an entire episode dedicated to her twerking with some black lady. Why the fuck would you watch this crap? No one wanted to see this. And it's just a lot of stuff like that. It's just bad.
Yeah, I really hope they can figure out the DC Universe stuff at some point. It does seem like DC has better stories to tell than Marvel, honestly, if I'm being objective. They just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. I agree with you, because if you sat me down and told me, okay, for the next 10 hours, you have to either watch Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, or you could instead watch the Bruce Timm DC Animated Universe. I know which one I'm picking. I won't even feel a minute of that 10 hours. Not to say that the Marvel movies are bad, but it's something I much prefer. You know, that stuff was great.
Yeah.
And that's why it bugs the crap out of me and so many other DC fans why all those movies suck, is it's like, bro, Bruce Timm's already done it. Bring him on as a writer and just do a live-action version of the shit that he did fucking 20 years ago now. Not that hard.
That new I've seen a little bit about that new Spider-Man cartoon. The animation literally looks like rotoscoping from fucking Smiling Friends. Like, I'm not even kidding. The animation looks like fucking Smiling Friends.
That's really funny.
Like in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I actually think, I gotta give them credit, I really like what they're doing with John Walker. Because that's a character who was very one-dimensional in the comics, I think. And they're actually doing something cool with him in the MCU. Because in the comics, he was basically just evil Captain America. He was like an opportunity for the writers to talk about all the things they don't like about America. Like, you know, Steve Rogers is, you know, embodies a more honestly liberal part of America with his, you know, with the things that he likes and the things that he feels. And John Walker was meant to embody like that Southern Christian conservative thing that, you know, writers love to critique. So they just made him a bad guy, and in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I actually think they're doing a good job with him. He's not a bad guy at all of that, he's just flawed. Like, I remember in the first Avengers movie, the 2012 one, Joss Whedon's original plan at one point was to have a scene where Captain America goes on a tangent about how much he misses socialism, like the, you know, FDR policies of the 40s that he grew up in. But then he kind of realized, you know, this is not the time and place for this.
Yeah, that's
AJ, I need to see you.
that's
It's important, but I
that's
can't
something
say more
else,
over the
man.
radio.
Goddamn.
Please, come to Shanoff.
But I do think there's something there. Like, you know, typically Captain America, when they write him, they do write him as someone who does seem to be a little more left-wing than you would expect somebody who wears the Stars and Stripes to be. And then John Walker was like their attempt to like write a Captain America more jingoist, but they just made him a bad guy. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they actually made him just a flawed human being who's trying to do the best that he can, and I think that worked well.
Yeah.
Also, they kept doing the joke thing where people kept calling Falcon Black Falcon.
Oh, jeez.
Which made me think about Yamachan.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes. I absolutely love that because Yama was always trying to claim that that was his nickname at UNC, and that they'd gone to that they had both gone to UNC. So he was like, "Hey, you know, I'm trying to do my, you know, Tar Heel duty and blah blah blah," calling him the Black Falcon. So I would always make fun of that because of how stupid it was. So I would call him the Urban Falcon.
Because the joke is that the Falcon was the first black superhero to not have black in his name, I guess. Because before then, if you were a black superhero, you were Black X, like Black Panther, Black Adam, I think.
Yeah. Well, Black Adam wasn't actually black.
Oh, really? So they got Dwayne Johnson to play him just because.
Well, Dwayne Johnson, while he himself is half black, half Samoan, he's brown enough to pass as any number of different ethnicities that are just brown. Black Adam's story is that he comes from the fictional nation of Kandak, which is basically a more like mysterious and mystic version of Iraq. And Black Adam is kind of like an anti-hero because sometimes he's a good guy, sometimes he's a bad guy, but the point is he just has like a different morality system. But he has the same powers as Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel is an 8-year-old boy, Billy Batson. But he was given these incredible powers when he says Shazam. And then he turns into Captain Marvel, and he's led by the youthful naivete and idealism of the fact that he is an 8-year-old boy given these incredible superpowers. Whereas Black Adam had grown up to be, a man who was in his 30s in essentially ancient Egypt, and then was given these powers thousands of years ago, and then used them to become a tyrannical warlord and establish his own home nation. But he was like, then after a while, he was just like, yeah, I just want to turn this country in extremely isolationist. All of you just stay the fuck out. And, like I said, the Rock is brown enough to where he could pass off as being Arab.
Yeah, I seriously doubt they hired him to play that role because of any of that, though.
Yeah.
Trying to make money and failed.
Right. They're like, he's the biggest box office action star in the world. We got to get this guy on board. And it's like, well, how did that work out for the monster movie universe, getting Tom Cruise on board?
Man. So if they made Black Adam 30 years ago, it would have been Arnold. They would have just gotten Arnold, and they would have shrugged their shoulders and been like, whatever.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's not that outrageous a thing when you think about it, because to play Mr. Freeze, they did him up in blueface. So brownface wouldn't be that different.
Right. If Alec Guinness can do blackface, it can't be that bad. All I'm saying. Oh, have you watched Invincible Season 3 yet, by the way?
Yeah.
Good?
Well, it's only half out. It's okay. Yeah, it's going to take them many years to get to the point where, like, because the first season I loved it. I thought it was incredible. And there was such a huge wait between the first and second season that I lost patience and decided to buy all the comics and read the comics. And the comics were great. I loved them. But it's going to take a long time, many years, for them to catch up to the point in the comics where I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted. Because Invincible is like a years-long story about the growth of this individual, Mark Grayson. And he starts off as a teenager who has this incredible power. And it's a lot like reading some of the Harry Potter books where Harry starts having meltdowns because he's a teenager,
Right.
And it's tough right now because you just have to get through that. But like later on, eventually he'll be an adult, which is nice because then he stops being so retarded about so many things and getting into just spurging out all the time. But yeah, we're still in the Spurg arc, so I'm not it's not my favorite.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why it takes them so long. Like, the animation for Invincible doesn't look that good. It honestly looks pretty simplified to me. I don't know.
And it has it has to be that because the voice acting doesn't take long either. So it's got to be that the animation's just taking them forever. But you said it yourself. It's like, dude, this is incredibly sloppy. What is? You're not making the usual suspect here.
Maybe J.K. Simmons is really expensive, but even that doesn't justify the time. That justifies the animation being low quality.
Even if J.K. Simmons was extremely expensive, that wouldn't make any kind of difference in terms of the time, because it's still Amazon Prime, and this is essentially one of the things that they're most well known for. If they would spend literally over $1 billion on Rings of Power, they would just, you know, J.K. Simmons would have a blank check. They wouldn't care what they had to pay him. Oh my god. Lost me at Oscar being Zendaya, Jesus.
Yeah.
Imagine Kevin Hart as Gendo.
I'm pretty sure that person's trolling, by the way, but yeah.
It has to be. Misato is Megan Fox. Yeah, this is a troll for sure.
I mean, Megan Fox. I mean, Sydney Sweeney playing Misato is such a layup anyway. It's like, why are we even having this discussion?
I mean, as if that isn't enough. I saw the thing that definitely confirms this is just a troll. Pen, poorly green screened Kermit the Frog. Literally.
Yeah. Well, also he cast the school teacher as Dwayne Johnson. The school teacher is just standing around in the background in like 3 episodes, and has like 4 lines. So it's obviously a meme.
Yes, very amusing. Who was Kuzo Fuyatsuki? Because that's Nicolas Cage for some reason.
That is Gendo's right-hand man. That he's the guy who kind of looks like Grand Moff Tarkin.
Ah, very amusing.
Honestly, if they did live action, it probably would be Zendaya, wouldn't it? Like, that's not even...
Unfortunately, yeah.
Remember the fucking Cowboy Bebop live action? You don't know true power until you've tasted the testicles of a man that's wronged you.
Oh god. Yeah.
I want to talk to you. Come here. Come back. I think I'm okay. Hey, where are you? You are the reason we were able to hold the outpost. Thank you. How are you doing, Ajay?
That was insane! Ajay, so good
Praise
to
the
see you.
gods. I didn't think we were going to make it.
Wonder if we'll ever do a live action Naruto. How would that work? I guess it's probably too long to actually do a live action. It'd be like 800 movies.
I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
You look so pale.
I'm looking up that Tasted the Testicles scene. Cop comment, this shit feels like something you'd see in a Key and Peele sketch. Ah, that's funny.
Like, I'm 95% positive there's nothing even remotely close to that in Cowboy Bebop. So how did they come up with that? I'd be fascinated to know. And they have fucking Ian Armitage, the kid who plays young Sheldon, as Kensuke. That's actually pretty funny. Give me monies. No, get away from me. No, god damn it. I hate these fuckers. So do you know what you're going to be up to today, by the way?
I'm just trying to do everything I can to, like, rest. Ugh.
Sounds good to me. I cannot blame you. At least the job's easy, right?
Yeah. It is also the day where I'm going to see if I'm either quitting the job that I have now or if I'll be able to have this as a second job. Because I'm, going to let them know, hey, because in a week from today is my first day back at Amazon. So
oh, you've already gotten it locked up? Like it's a GG?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So. Oh yeah, well, it's just because of this awful schedule that I've been on and the fact I was working 9 straight days. But yeah, during that 9 straight days, I did all the paperwork and everything. So, heading back. Yeah, I picked a spot that's, it's a bit of a drive away. It's an unfortunate commute, but I picked this one because they let me come back as a blue badge right away. And blue badge is when you get all the benefits.
Right.
Plus, then you can transfer anywhere you want. So I'm like, I have no loyalty to this place or to these people. So what I'm gonna do is just immediately, as soon as possible, just transfer back to my old place. There's a roundabout way of doing it, but this was the only way because, like, I could have gone back to my old place, to be Flex, but Flex is not only is it not blue badge, so like you don't get the benefits, but you're also part-time. So I'm like, yeah, let me make sure that it's full-time work plus I get the benefits, and then I'll go back once I.
Right.
Sounds better to me.
Hey, I want to tell you something.
If you could work both jobs, I mean, would you be able to do that without dying?
That's my intention, because, like, again, this job is super easy. So, only doing it 1 day a week and just working 6-day weeks, like, it sucks that I only have 1 day off a week, but...
Yeah, yeah, if I were in your spot, I would do that too.
Yeah, it's an extra $500 a month if I did it, so, you know, I'm not against it. But yeah, that's the thing, is I'm like, you know, either way, I'm moving on. So they could either be like, no, we can't do that, in which case, well, that sucks, so I'll just try to find some other place. But, you know. Because it seems like everybody's hiring part-time. Very few people are hiring full-time. That's why I was struggling so much. So I was like, I don't know if I want to get 5 different fucking jobs just because I was like, well, 1 day, because you know how it is if you try to do that shit, is because then you say, I can only work on this day, is that okay? And then, you know, that doesn't work for us, we want you to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, but you're paying me minimum wage, so why the fuck do you think I would mold my entire life around your whims when you're not even going to give me everything I want?
Yeah, I would actually like doing part-time work right now, but I wouldn't get insurance, so I can't really do it.
Yeah.
Like, if I got insurance, like, I don't even really need money that much, to be perfectly honest. Money's not that big a deal to me right now. I mean, I'm not going to turn down money if it's offered to me, of course, but...
Right. Yeah, I get it, man.
Has Snacks seen that 7-Eleven guy on YouTube?
I actually know exactly who you're talking about. He got fired a few days ago.
What did he do? Again?
Corporate just, well, he worked at 7-Eleven. He was just a guy that worked at 7-Eleven. He got fired because corporate decided that they were just going to do some layoffs, so they just picked him. It's like, that's kind of nuts, because it's like, it's sort of like the equivalent to a fast food company deciding to just shit all over Review Bra for no reason. If Review Bra was like really positive and favorable towards that company, it's all like, this is literally free advertising for you to millions of people, and then you decide to just shit all over that. What the hell were you thinking?
I wonder if they knew. I wonder if they knew it was him.
There's no way to know for sure, but it's still pretty lame.
Come on, man. These fucking rhinoceroses are little bitches. I just need one more fucking rhino skin. Very nice. Telephony IP urine. When I was younger, I worked at this basically mom and pop computer fixing store. People would take their computers and we would fix them, and I worked there for a little bit. It was in a pretty bad neighborhood. Like, a lot of mornings there would be homeless people sleeping out on the front porch, and we'd have to, like, kick them out and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Yeah.
Sometimes somebody took a shit right on the front doorstep.
Yeah. You know, when I was younger, I had a lot of empathy for homeless people. I felt bad for them and everything. And then after working at gas stations for years of my life, I stopped having any fucking sympathy for homeless people at all. Because I learned by interacting with them, like actual real homeless people, that many of them are homeless that way by choice because they just can't hack it in regular society, and that's what they want, is to be that way. And many of them are drug addicts, and regardless of any of the rest of that shit, these guys are just completely fucking cooked, you know? They are, by and large, generally disgraceful people that, you know, are just short-term thinking hedonists that only care about their next dopamine hit, and ugh. Oh.
So, word is Corporal Sen's vehicle broke down. He'll have to get it repaired.
I hear you need a quick job.
A kill, yes. The target's going to get his vehicle repaired, so we won't have long. I'll mark the shop on your map. You'll need to sneak in and take him out without being seen.
I can do that.
I knew I could count on you. Oh, one last thing. Hide the body if you can. We need as much time as possible before they discover it. Oh, take his dog tag.
I haven't had 7-Eleven pizza in a long time, so I don't really remember what it's like. I've had it before, but... I'm probably, in a couple of weeks here, going to get a Little Caesars pizza, so we'll see how I feel about it. I had one not that long ago, and I liked it fine. But I might try one of their more exotic ones, like I might try the... I'll see what they have. I don't know what Little Caesars has right now, but... They usually are doing something creative. Maybe I'll check that out. And I do like that stuffed crazy bread. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, the stuffed crazy bread was pretty good when I had it.
I wonder how they do it cheaper than everyone else, and it still isn't... It's not noticeably worse. Like, I'll admit that it is worse than some of them, but not all of them.
How many men does it take to guard an outpost?
Hey.
I know I heard something that time. How will we hear the latest news from King Min?
I like Detroit-style pizza, but I have a few places around here where I really like getting it from, so I don't feel the need to get it from Little Caesars.
Yeah, one of the major issues with Little Caesars trying to get stuff is that, because this is true of all fast food pizza places, when they put it on, the food, when they put it on the oven to cook, it's a conveyor belt that goes through an oven, and they use the same conveyor belt oven thingy for everything that they do. And that's relevant because there are lots of different things where either it's not enough time to cook it fully, or it's way too much time and it overcooks it. So Domino's has like one of their little appetizer things. Shouldn't be cooked for that long, and it ends up always fucking it up. And Review Bra did a review on it within the last few months, and he fucking hated it. And everybody in the comments were saying the same thing. They're like, I used to work for Domino's. The reason that this sucks is because of the conveyor belt oven that we have. There's nothing else that we can really do, and it'll never come out right. So it sucks that, you know, we sell it that way, but you'll never get it the way that it's advertised. And the whole reason I bring this up is because Little Caesars Deep Dish is a great example of being cooked not long enough. Because, you know, anybody who knows anything about deep dish pizza knows that it famously takes a long time to cook because it's a pizza casserole. There's a lot of food there, and it's very deep. It takes a long time to fully cook all that out. So when you get it, it's going to be raw. A lot of that pizza is going to be raw. So it might be okay and passable to the point where, you know, you're not really noticing when you're eating it when it's fresh. But what happens, regardless of when you're eating it, is you're going to get horrible diarrhea from that. And if you try to eat it when it's not fresh, reheating it's just not going to work because it was raw the first time and then you refrigerated it. It's just going to be terrible.
God.
I would not recommend anybody eat Little Caesars deep dish.
I know.
Bless you.
I can't remember if it was Little Caesars, but he had the video recently, Review Bra, where he was like, I've seen cat food that tastes better than this or something. I wonder if that was it.
You might be thinking of Mr. Sausage.
No, I don't think so.
Because you see, he constantly, that's the joke, is that he loves fucking cat food. He constantly gives cat food really high level review scores, more than like actual food that was intended for humans. So everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he had a video 2 weeks ago. Dog food might be better than this, but I'm not sure what the product is. No, it's Domino's. Okay.
Then yeah, it was. That's the one that I'm thinking about. And yeah, it's because the thing's overcooked and it just tastes like shit.
Oh, it was the chicken bites. Okay. Why would you get chicken from Domino's? That sounds like a bad idea. Like, I know Pizza Hut has French fries and chicken wings. I don't know why you'd ever get those things from Pizza Hut. Like, me, if I want chicken wings, I'll go to a chicken wing place. If I want French fries, I'll go to a burger place. I don't... I don't know. Although, now this is Darkside Phil we're talking about here, but he did a video a few days ago where he ate a bunch of stuff from Arby's. And he said that Arby's, has a hamburger that you can get. And he was like, this is weird. It's Arby's. Arby's isn't supposed to have hamburgers. They're supposed to be a roast beef place, not a hamburger place. But then he said it was the best fast food hamburger he's had in like 5 years. Like, I don't understand how this works, but it does. So, I guess great stuff can come from anywhere.
Yeah, if you do something and it's good, then by all means keep doing it. But if you do something and it's bad, and it's like the Domino's chicken bites where you can't do it better by virtue of the fact that you only have the one method to cook things and it will always overcook it so that it tastes like shit, stop doing it. Why would you keep doing it?
I don't want to. The army forces us to take drugs and then gives us more if we do sex for wealthy men. I'm free now. My friends.
take care of them.
Hey, Ben Bob, what's up? Yeah, JS, I do get drinks from home a lot. And I'm also trying to cut down on soda because it is inescapably terrible for you to drink soda. It's not like hamburgers, right? You can get certain hamburgers that are not as bad for you as other hamburgers. Like, you cannot drink soda and have it be not terrible for you unless it's like fake soda. Like Poppy or whatever it's called. I do drink a lot of flavored water, though, and that works out pretty well for me. I like flavored water a lot. I do Body Armor. I do Gatorade Zero. Kirkland Sports, but that has a lot of calories. Prime is okay. Sometimes it leaves a funky taste, but I don't mind Prime.
I'm a big fan of energy drinks, but I don't drink them anywhere near as much as I used to for two reasons. The first is that they're just really expensive, man. And the second is that I'm a big fan of energy drinks because I love the taste, but the whole point of an energy drink is that it's absolutely loaded with caffeine and shit. So, like, you can't drink it like it's water. I used to all the time, which really sucks because I'm like, man, you know, I wish that I had that constitution to be able to do it now because the flavors are so much better. You know, back in my day, stuff wasn't anywhere near as good. Like, man, I'm sure you remember way back in the day when Red Bull was the only energy drink on the market. They didn't even call it energy drinks back then, you know, because Red Bull was such a unique concept. And then they came out with Monster, and then that's when they really started, yeah, it's an energy drink. And then, you know, they just kept coming out with new ones from there because they saw how successful Monster was. But Monster was successful because it's a subsidiary of Coca-Cola. But I love Ghost and Rain energy drinks. Those are really good. I also like Bucked Up. My favorite flavors are for Ghost and Rain. Both have this option, orange creamsicle, because I love that taste. And for Bucked Up, Miami, where they have like a Miami Vice can. So, you know, I'll give you 3 guesses why I decided to try that one out. But it's actually really good. Let me check what the flavor is, because it's like a combination. I think it's like a pineapple, mango, strawberry flavor mix. Pretty good. Yep, strawberry, mango, and pineapple.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the flavored water drinks I have don't have any caffeine in them. Let me see here. 20 calories, 35 milligrams sodium, 14 grams of carbs, 2 grams of total sugar, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin E, niacin. Yeah, I don't see any caffeine here.
They got an orange creamsicle flavor for Boobly. Maybe I should get that.
Get a job.
Exactly. That's the exact reason why I will never pronounce it as anything other than Boobly. I say that and people are like, but it's bubbly. And I'm all like, you didn't see the commercial that I did.
coming up. Understood. Your head is mine. He's here.
Man, I'm watching that video right now. Top comment. I swear every time I watch this video, the quality drops even more. Based.
What the hell?
Yeah, most of the flavored water drinks that I use have either 10 calories or 5. Like the Gatorade Zero, the Body Armor, there are a couple others. Prime is low on calories. The one exception is Kirkland Sports, which is basically not different than soda. It is better, but don't you have competition from supermarkets' own brands? Well, I usually go to Costco, and I don't think Costco has a flavored water drink. I'm not sure. Some people like the one that comes in the little pouch of powder, and you like put it in water. What's it called? I think, is it Body Armor that does that?
Which one?
I'm trying to remember the name of it, but there's this one flavored water drink that comes in like a little powder pack, and you like mix it in normal water, and it turns it into flavored water. Let me.
I think a lot of brands do that. Because it almost sounds like you're talking about electrolyte powder.
Yeah, it's a Body Armor does it. Okay. There are probably some others that do it as well.
Yeah, I just looked it up myself. Body Armor does do it, but yeah, it's an electrolyte package.
Right.
Or packet thing. Lots of people do this. Body Armor's one. I really like. Fuck, I can't even remember the name of the people who do it, but Amazon gives them out for free.
Oh, Prime.
Well, no, not Prime. I mean, when you work at Amazon,
okay.
They have the stuff and they give it out for free. But Prime does those. Let me see if I can find it by Googling electrolyte powder. Yeah, there's an absolute shitload of companies that do this, because I just googled that, and there's so many different companies already, but I'm not seeing the one that I usually get.
Yeah, Bent Bob, in America, I can say that getting store brands is associated with, like, poverty. Where it's like you're too poor to buy the actual brand, so you get the supermarket brand. So it has a pretty negative connotation. Like, you don't get Dr. Pepper, you get the Safeway off-brand Dr. Pepper, you know?
Dr. Thunder.
It's like the physical representation of you have cheese at home.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. The Kirkland Costco brand is not. You're right.
Yeah, fucking Rick and Morty made a joke about that shit. Because they have this thing called Mr. Meeseeks. Do you know what the Mr. Meeseeks is?
I'm not sure I do, actually.
Like a little box thing that summons a Meeseeks, and what it does is it summons a being into existence. It's just like a blue humanoid thing.
Okay.
It says, "I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me." And then you just tell it to do something, and as soon as it does do that successfully, it pops out of existence.
Okay.
So it's like it's a handy little Deus Ex Machina device where they could be like, I need some help doing this thing. Oh, hey, I know, I'll have Mr. Meeseeks do that. Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. You know, it's stupid because it's Rick and Morty shit, but whatever. So they made a joke once where alternate universe Ricks were talking to each other, and they're like, "Yeah, my Morty's such a dick. He used up all my Meeseeks, and he left me with this shit." And then it's like a crummy looking box, and Mr. Meeseeks normally is blue, so then they summon this one, and he's got like 5 o'clock shadow. He's smoking a cigarette, and he's red, and he goes, "What the fuck do you want?" He's like, "Oh, Kirkland Meeseeks."
Thank you for your help defending the outpost. I didn't think we were going to make it. Here, you've earned this.
Yeah, this game's over 10 years old. Very true. Yeah, me and the guy who's on the call with me played Far Cry 5 a couple of years ago on stream. I don't know, I thought that game looked good graphically. I'm actually surprised that this one supposedly has better graphics. I don't know if that's a subjective measure or an objective measure, but... Huh, that's interesting. Because Far Cry 5 came out pretty... I don't want to say recently, but well after this one. So after this, the only Far Cry's I won't have played will have been 6, and then the spin-offs like New Dawn. Apparently New Dawn is not good. I'll probably play it at some point, but...
Oh, wow. Apparently, Miami Heat owner Mickey Arison has been selected as a finalist to be inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025.
The only thing he's done in basketball is own a team that has won 3 titles, right? Is that correct? It's not like he used to be a player or anything.
Right. In 29 years under his stewardship of the franchise, Arison has guided the Heat to 3 NBA championships, 7 finals appearances, 7 Eastern Conference championships, 10 Eastern Conference finals appearances, 16 division titles, and advanced to the playoffs on 23 occasions, having not missed the playoffs in consecutive seasons over the last 20 years. Despite being the NBA's 6th youngest franchise, the Heat are one out of only 8 teams to win at least 3 NBA championships. Since his first full season operating the team, Arison has compiled a record of 57% wins, the best in the Eastern Conference and second best in the NBA, as the Heat are just 1 out of 3 teams out of 124 in the 4 major North American professional sports leagues to have made the playoffs at least 23 times and won at least 3 championships. Additionally, the Heat have currently sold out 622 consecutive games, the 4th longest sellout streak in NBA history. So, it's that he's been the owner, I didn't know this, for 29 years. Which means he's been the only guy who's ever owned the team.
Your mate talking in the microphone reminds me of that Andrew from the Whatever podcast spewing facts in a deep-sounding mic. That's a compliment. Never heard of the Whatever podcast.
Neither have I, but thank you for the compliment. Quite often, Joker can back me up on this. If anyone has anything to say about me or towards me, it's not positive.
I was thinking more like Jamie from Joe Rogan. Hey, Jamie, pull up that... That's the guy's name, right, Jamie?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're Joe Rogan, and when you said, Jamie, pull up that, it's a Grok story with Kramer saying the... I love that that edit of the song Tequila at a Trump rally, and then it finally gets to the spoken word part, zooms in on Trump, the N-word! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh my god.
I spotted a galley!
No, not that N-word.
Now Putin mentioned the N-word. Do you know what the N-word is? No, not that one. The nuclear word. This is a word you're not allowed to use. Oh man, so funny.
I think Tropic Thunder is the last good anti-PC movie before Hollywood went all cancellation. I mean, what about like The Hangover? The first one's good. The other ones suck, but the first one was at least decent. Tropic Thunder is good though. That's a funny movie. I like that movie. That's my 4th of hell.
Your property begins with the post, bro. The post. Get a surveyor down here.
What did you just put in your pocket?
It looked kind of interesting.
You can tell me, man. What did you put in your pocket?
Oh man, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Left.
I see you there!
Alright, no problemo. Not detected.
Hey, Pai, I know that sound too well! You lost your mind? Someone's firing!
Are you mad? Are you mad?
Are you a madman?
Are you prostitute?
They'll kill me.
No, do you remember that in L.A. Noire? You like to fuck young boys, Valdez? Are you a madman?
I actually don't. I haven't played that game in a long time. Yeah, I didn't remember that.
I'll be fine. Leave me here. Go away. When they forced me to sleep with the soldiers, they told me they'd kill us if we ran away. My friends are still trapped. You have to save them. Don't let them become prostitutes.
I will.
Prostitute. You know what I've noticed on those, you know, scam Indian calls? You know, the scammers? It's never women, it's always men. It doesn't seem like the scams call centers ever hire women for some reason.
They do. It's just that a lot of the guys who are going to be employed doing it are going to be guys, and the girls that they have doing it do different things. I can tell you this. When you work at a gas station and you're working the night shift and you're there by yourself, is important here, you will often get phone calls from people trying to scam you. And I was working once at a store where we had this guy who was like big time drug addict, you know, ex-con kind of deal. This guy's IQ might have been in the 70s, like, unironically. And he fell for it, and, you know, it wasn't a particularly ingenious scam or anything either. They're like, hi, this is one of the owners. They don't use the name, they just say this is one of the owners. I need you to check to see if the money is in the safe properly. So I need you to open up the safe. So, like, the guy opens the safe by bashing it open with a fucking fire extinguisher. He's like, okay, now count the money inside it. So he counts up the money inside. He's like, okay, now I need you to put that into a bag, and I need you to drive over here and give it to me, because I need the money from the safe. And he was literally, like, he locked up the store, and he was on his way until the manager who'd been seeing all this calls the personal police, like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, so you're retarded that you fell for this scam, but, you know, I'm sorry I gotta fire you, but, wow. So, like, in the last week, I've gotten 3 calls overnight, and it's like 2 Hispanic guys, and one of them was an Indian lady, is why I'm telling the story. You could tell based off of the accents and how the voice sounded. And they say the dumbest shit. They go like, hi, this is the Loss Prevention. And I'm like, okay, what's your name? Yeah, I'm with Loss Prevention. I'm like, okay, what are you calling over? Well, the owners wanted me to call you. Okay, who are the owners? Yeah, that's what I thought. Click. Or, you know, a guy calls, he's like, hey, hello, this is your manager. And I'm like, really? What's your name? He's like, I'm your manager. Do you understand? I'm your manager. I'm in charge of you. And I'm all like, you're calling me at 3 a.m. and you're claiming to be my manager, but you don't know what your name is. Okay. Click. Like, it's completely retarded shit. I don't understand how people fall for this stuff. But people do, so.
Makes sense.
Don't! Please! Stop!
Andre, I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of having a new suit made up for you. If you want to lead Karat when this is all over, you're going to need a sharper look than denims and fucking sneakers, my boy. And that jacket, don't get me started. Why
Oh, man.
do you need so many different pockets? What are you keeping them all?
So I'm writing this Rock Stray. Oh my god. I have a sequel to the one I did earlier, where the hottest piece of merchandise in America is a t-shirt with Kramer's face on it, and underneath his face, the N-word! So, let me see one of these things here on. Kramer is holding another impromptu meeting, this time with fashion designers and merchandisers. Next, we're thinking about Kramer action figures, but they'll say the word when you press the button! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't get Chinese scam calls. What I do get are people trying to buy my property, and I know that these people that are trying to do that represent Chinese entities.
Nationals? Oh.
Because China is trying to buy as much American real estate as possible. And I get these calls constantly. It is, like, really obnoxious.
Trust me when I say this, bro, you're not the only one. You know, because again, I have the same name as my dad. So, people see that my dad's listed as the homeowner. And I get calls, at least 3 phone calls every 24 hours. Where they ask me, like, hi, I'm calling about the property at, and then my address. And I'm like, oh my god, so you click. All the time, constantly, non-stop. These companies are just constantly calling. Because they want my dad to sell the house to them. Because, you know, they're BlackRock and, you know, Chinese people trying to buy a house and everything. Even my shitty house, which should tell you how fucked up all this is, you know?
They are helping the Golden Path. My aunt knows contacts, safe houses, supply routes. But my cousins are innocent. Please, I'm begging you.
Okay, yes. Don't worry, I'm on it.
Yeah. I've never experienced that one, Bent Bob, but my version of that would be every time I buy a game from GameStop, they try to sell me, like, insurance on the game, so if it gets broken, I can replace it, and it's like, I'm not an autistic 5-year-old. I'm not going to break my video game disc. Yeah, every time you go to GameStop, they try to sell you, like, they used to call them gameplay guarantees. Now it's just like insurance on the game for a few bucks. If anything happens to your copy, they will replace it free of charge. And it's like, I'm not an autistic 5-year-old. I'm not going to break my video games. Yeah, but that's a little bit harder for a console game, Bent Bob, right? Downloading the game, it's not like you can torrent it if you're playing it on PS5 or whatever.
This guy. I knew I shouldn't have gone out today.
Thank you. Help yourself to something from the basement.
I can't believe I'm alive. Go into the basement.
Bless you.
I'm sure you'll find
bless
something you can use.
My family used to celebrate festivals in the Seven Treasure School. How can I go back?
I don't think so, Bent Bob. You might be thinking about movies. I remember in the old days when you bought a Blu-ray, you would also get a code to own it digitally.
Hostages is a good start, brother. Each one means less slave labor for bacon and less money.
But yeah, I always buy physical unless I can't. Or in the event of Steam. Steam is just too convenient. The deals are too good. I can't not use Steam. But I always buy physical on console and handheld.
But the crew was so stupid. They had to give the bride's family a dowry instead.
This is AJ. What's this about a convoy?
Ajay, I can't discuss the cargo on an open channel, but it's important that it reach our comrades undamaged.
Sounds suspicious. But okay, I'll help.
I wish I could tell you more. Sending you the driver's coordinates.
Like, if nothing else, a lot of the games go up in value. Like, I have PlayStation Vita games that are worth several $100s now, and will probably go up in price over time.
Perfect. Now that you're here, we can get underway. You'll be safe on top of the truck. Well, maybe not safe, but you get the idea. Do you see a grenade launcher around? The Royal Army has been destroying our religious heritage to further Mill's vision of a modern Iraq. It's madness. Watching your neighbors tear apart the same temples they used to pray at. There's a burning car on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like I'm ever going to sell them. They're just nice to have. I don't even know if Boogie's doing that anymore. He's actually making decent money on the podcast.
Careful! There's a sniper and a big gun.
Where? Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of the games that I own are never going to be really valuable. It's like, there were some people who actually bought up a bunch of copies of Concord because they thought it was going to be like the modern-day E.T., where the game would become really rare and valuable, but that's never going to happen.
Smuggled out of the country. Anywhere is safer than here, right? An art dealer offered us a secure loan. No questions asked, with the statues as collateral. I see an ammo crate ahead. Jump down, grab some if you need it. there! Things are going to get interesting. They reinforced the barriers. Let us go down to get... That's how we clear traffic jams in Kirat. Amita and Sabal, they never agreed what to do. So we had to take the initiative ourselves. Kirat's history doesn't have to be at war with its future. This gives us a way to fund the Golden Path and preserve our culture.
Right. Yeah, disc rot. Okay, that's a factor. Some of the games I own, though, are not discs. They're cartridges. Like Vita cartridges. Those are probably going to last better.
I have confirmation that Dina has made the first payment. Hey, Ajay. Miss me?
Yeah, I mean,
My men want to thank
the
you
Vita,
for these convoys you
the
keep
Vita
bringing
game
in.
cartridges are barely even cartridges. They're more like chips.
But we still need more.
I will say, I go out of my way to take care of my games. So I don't know if that helps, but I do go out of my way to help. Take care of them, not leave them lying around. You know. Oh yeah, definitely JS. 100%. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Almost past 1:30 actually, and I have things I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you guys later today. Everyone have a good rest of your night.